Hi everybody, this is Brian Koo with another ROK video. Today we are on a mission, and that mission is a mountain hop. Our allies found this cheeky spot where they could place a flag in the enemy Zone 6. Our allies in 2206 have already invaded this zone with their marches, and they are burning down an enemy flag and getting ready to build their first flag. I'm already off course with my marches that are heading to the target. We seem to have surprised the enemy here a bit. We're just walking through the suburbs of their base. A random Ramses march is trying to hit me. That's how deep in the suburbs we are. Get off me, bro. In these mountain hop situations, the tug of war that's happening is between activity and proximity. Our side had the activity. This was a planned mission, and both kingdoms brought a lot of people and a lot of marches. But we had to walk a long way to get to the fight, and if our marches died, it was going to take a long time before we got back to it. The enemy had proximity. They were close to the battle and could refresh their marches quickly and easily. Here we are arriving at the target. A little bit of friendly fire to greet us, but we made it. It was a question of numbers. We needed the numbers to hold the open field, and all the enemy had to do was clear us out. If they clear us out, we can't reinforce anything, and this mission is over. Both sides knew this was quite important, because if the mountain hop is successful, then our allies will be able to run rampant across this entire Zone 6 and destroy 2 of the 4 entrances the enemy has into Kingsland. And at that point, even though it's a 2 versus 6 KvK, and even though the enemy has the ability to leverage the map as a whole and cause problems for us, once we've taken over Kingsland, it's over. Breaking back into Kingsland after you've been pushed out is well near impossible in this game. You hardly ever see comebacks like that. I'm spelling out in chat exactly what we need to do. Stay together and last as long as we can. The primary force here is really 2206. They've got one city teleported right next to our ball, and there were 4 other players who had random teleported very close over on the left side of the screen. You see Lily in that fight, Gilgamesh was also in that fight. Those were 2 of the big 2206 whales who randomed close and were the absolute key to this mission. they could refresh over and over again, and they were the tip of our spear. And as that was happening, as the tip of the spear was keeping things healthy at the target, we were constantly refreshing and trying to bring more marches close. So, refreshing our marches, replenishing our ball was our focus. And for a long time, it was not going very well. There's a very sparse group headed towards the location. A lot of marches were picked off along the way, and it's mostly these fast cav marches that managed to get through. We're trying to hang on with our ball. We're sort of the primary front before the enemy gets to the 2206 ball. We're like the delaying army. We're trying to delay them as long as we can before they get to the real problem here. But it was slipping away. It was slipping from our grasp at this point. We just had some remaining survivors with low health, and we had these half dozen whales who had teleported close. We're taking a look at some of those now. So it got very tenuous at a certain point. And I may have even missed most of the footage of our ball being cleared. But that's happening right now. I nearly fill up my hospital. I'm 12k short of taking deads. But our ball has disappeared at this point, and the enemy has a straight shot at what remains of the 2206 players. You could feel the urgency building on the enemy side. Some of their key players started to teleport in and really apply pressure. And so what we had to do was we needed a very big replenishing push to the target. So we organized with 2206 and we walked there together. The Great March of Mountain Hop. The long walk to victory. Those are the lofty terms I'm using to describe what is really nothing more than us walking across a zone as a combined murder ball. And we're using our size to deter the enemy from harassing us. No casual enemy chilling in their city wants to mess with this ball. And we're walking the wrong way again. I clearly have no sense of direction because I'm just walking the wrong way again. At least I wasn't the only one this time. And the reason I'm showing you this footage of us walking across the map is because, one, it's the story, and two, it's a process. This game is a process. Getting this set up was a logistical challenge. When was 2206 going to take the pass? When were they going to move through? When do we take the pass? When do we move through? What time do you want to walk there? But you do it because it might matter. You know, this was 2206's mission. We didn't have to help them here. But we knew we could help. And we figured it might make a difference. Walking here together might make a difference. And it sounds boring until it gets very exciting. So we've arrived at the target. The enemy has taken over the field. They have fully taken over the field. And they're rallying our flag. We got here just in time. The combined march of two kingdoms has arrived just in time to save the day. So, just as quickly as the enemy had control of the field, we took it right back. And I'm sure that was a demoralizing moment for 2056. In that fight, one of their R5s was desperately swarming the flag at the end. She was one of the last enemy marches to go down. They couldn't have been feeling good about this spot. And on the flip side, this for me was the first moment where I felt like we're gonna win this KvK. Not just we might win the KvK, not we're probably going to win the KvK, but we are definitely going to take this thing. And it was a great feeling. It had been a very long road, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of stress. But in every victorious KvK, you do have that moment where you take your first deep breath and you see the rest of the KvK playing out in front of you in a way that makes sense, in a way that is clear, and in the way that you want it to go. Once we got the first flag up, a few more 2206 whales were able to teleport in. They were also able to put down junior Lohars and run taxi rallies to those. So our infrastructure was building here. And the more infrastructure you have from a mountain hop, the easier it becomes to succeed. It's another one of those snowballs. It starts small. It starts dangerous. And then it grows and becomes inevitable. We were just chilling. We were watching 2206 handle most of this fight. And once you've won the KvK, your thinking shifts to the rewards. And for a pessimistic person like me, the stress shifts specifically to the star that the winning coalition gets at the end of the KvK. Whichever coalition was going to hold the ziggurat at the end would get the star. And you know, here we are just watching 2206 fight. Earlier in the night, we had trouble at one point pushing out through the pass, and basically 2206 needed to take the pass and clear the field for us because we just didn't have enough. You know, they were the stronger kingdom at this point. We had fought a lot more than they had. We had done more damage to the enemy. But 2206 was an absolute powerhouse. They had extremely impressive whales. You know, the 6-7 March, full T5 murder balls with really good gear. They had all these accounts that were just, each one, tough to deal with on the open field. Whereas we had essentially been worn down after a week straight of fighting. And so the star was very much in question. And it really came down to, are they going to let us have the star? Are they going to acknowledge that we did more of the work? And are they going to give us what we've earned? Because I didn't feel like we could beat these guys in a civil war in Kingsland. They just seemed stronger than us at this point. So we're enjoying this moment and we're helping our allies, but we're already starting to think, you know, what's going to happen down the road? Are we going to argue over this star? Our leader, Addy, he put together spreadsheets showing how many kill points and deaths each camp took. It showed us doing the most damage and taking the most damage. I remember in our shared officer chat with 2206, I at one point mentioned that I had a YouTube channel and I was looking forward to making videos about this KvK, and I had nothing but good things to say about our allies. And what I was really suggesting there was that if you all screw us over on the star, we're not going to take it quietly. I'm going to make a damn YouTube video about it. So, if you've enjoyed this video, then please help me to weaponize my YouTube channel by liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Tell me down below if you've had any drama at the end of a winning KvK, arguing over rewards. And until next time, I will see you all on the flip side.